Hi, I'm Craig Genest, and this is Signals in the Noise. Short takes from inside the work of production, creative systems, and the culture we build around both. Every producer knows the run of show. Some might call it a rundown, a format, the clock, and occasionally it's the plan that always seems surprised by reality, but we follow it anyway. Lately, I've been thinking about the run of revenue, which is the part after final delivery, when the work keeps moving, even though you've already moved on to the next gig. Back in episode 9, I said approval isn't the milestone, delivery is. And that still holds. But it got me thinking, if you're not in the room, does the work still speak for itself? When I started, delivery was the finish line. You handed off a drive or a tape, people clapped, and somebody opened champagne that may or may not have been bought on a P card, and that was that. Now the work never really stops. More formats, more platforms, and another quick fix that turns into another day. And that's fine. It's just a reminder that finishing a project doesn't mean it's over or that you can completely walk away. Anyone working in production right now knows the drill. Tighter budgets, which means half the team's peeling away, but weeks before wrap, smaller crews, fewer episode orders, and aggressive timelines. And that's when shortcuts slip in, not because anyone stops caring, but because the delivery date's staring at you. I've been down that stretch more than once. You patch what you can, keep it moving, and tell yourself you'll clean it up the next time, but then you realize this is the next time. I've come to recognize one thing about the people who keep going in this business. They figure out a different rhythm. Not slower, just less reactive. With enough awareness to see what's shifting before it breaks. Enough honesty to say, yeah, we can do that better next time. You notice that quality in the work that lasts. The projects built with some breathing room still find their audience. The ones rushed to spend a leftover budget or year-end money grab, they vanish as fast as they arrive. It's not about how many people watch, like, clip, or share. The real measure is whether the work still feels solid when someone comes back to it later or finds it for the first time. That's the real run of revenue. When the time, trust, hours you put in keep paying off long after your last time card. Speed's part of the work, but the work has to hold up. In episode 9, delivery felt like the finish line. Now it's just table stakes, kind of a baseline for doing the job right. The real challenge is making something that keeps giving back to the audience, to the team, and honestly, to you. We all go into projects hoping it'll be a hit, find an audience, earn trust, and maybe even last multiple seasons. But anyone who's been through a few cycles understands how quickly things can drift. Budgets always change, notes pile up, priorities shift, and schedules change. So it is worth thinking about what comes after. That could be another season, a spin-off, or the franchise unicorn. The ones that hold up, that keep finding audiences, all share the same core: creative intelligence and creative sustainability. We all want to feel pride in something that holds together. And we want the work to hold up, not just today, but years from now, when someone else finds it and it still feels true. That's the signal. The rest, still noise.